Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, bringing you Mail Monday, a weekly series where I take a look at your mails and answer them. Oftentimes they're advice type things, but not always. Let's take a look and get this thing started. So here's a guy writing me telling me about the Next Gen Tactics Challenge. Next Gen Tactics Challenge is you, White Boy 7th Street, FPS Russia, and anyone else you'd like to bring along to the Paintball Challenge on Scrapyard at the COD XP event. Message them with your reply. So I did message them via Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Links in the description. But not everybody sees those, so I will do it here in my video. Next Gen Tactics, I accept your challenge. I will take this game and I will beat you like a bongo drum. I'll see you there. Hey Woody, I thought I'd send you a question for Mail Monday as to I think many teen boys can relate. I'm a teen who does indeed look at porn on a regular basis. Is it hurting my health if I do? I mean, I don't feel any different. Could you express your personal opinion on the subject of porn? Thanks, Woody. I gave this one a little thought here. It's kind of a heavy subject, right? And it's also kind of a light subject, too. But some topics, like this one, it almost feels like this in loco parentis, right? Like this in place of parents type of responsibility. And it's not one that I take incredibly lightly. So here it is. This is what I would tell you if you were my own son. Looking at porn and doing your thing, if I was to beat around the bush, right? Masturbating is a pretty normal thing. I think the overwhelming majority of guys do this, and is it unhealthy? That's up to you almost. It's best to do it in a healthy way. It's not gonna physically hurt you. You'll be fine with that. There's almost no amount of masturbation or looking at porn that's gonna harm you physically. It's just not a harmful activity, at least not a physically damaging one. Now, I knew that guy was there. It was a stupid move, but I was hoping he'd be camping out the window or something. Anyway, back onto the porn. It's not going to hurt you physically, right? If you were to masturbate 15, 18 times a day, you still wouldn't be damaged as a person. You might be wasting a lot of time, but physically harm, Now let's talk about the mental side of this. What I would caution young people who are, what I'll say, learning, you can't see my air quotes, but they're there, who are learning about sex through porn is this. A lot of what you see in online porn is not a part of a good, healthy relationship. Now, I'm not knocking, all sorts of various sex acts and positions or whatever. I just want to let you know that what you see online is catered to what in real life would be considered a pretty hardcore crowd. In real life, it would be considered, not the normal thing, right? If you're looking for a woman who reacts like Sasha Grey, then you're gonna severely limit yourself in who your potential partners are. If you're looking for someone who's into furries or who's into dressing up like unicorns with dildos on their head or whatever crazy thing that they might do, this is going to severely limit your chances for a successful relationship. Oh, I didn't see that guy lying on the ground. I had this idea he was there, but I didn't expect him to be prone. Anyway, what I want you to know when you're looking at online porn is a lot of this stuff, it's not realistic expectations for what to find in your partner, and some of it is not even really a part of a good, healthy relationship. Now, look, consenting adults and all that stuff do just about anything they want, so long as there's no victims in this thing, then you pretty much have my blessing. That's more or less where my moral compass goes. If you guys are doing what you want to do and everybody's happy, then I don't have a problem with what you're up to. But you need to know that what you see online is catered to people's weird little fantasies, and it's not a bad idea at all to have fantasies that you have no intention of living out. And I think that's where you want to be. Now, it shucks. It almost sounds like this idea of not living out fantasies is some sort of restricted life. But the truth is, and especially with matters of sex and relationships and of the heart, that a lot of these things you see online are just not, they're not even things that you want involved in your real life. And know that when you look at this sort of thing. Know that, these guys are there catering to your fantasies, and they're not there instructing you. These are not instructional videos. These are not, how-to guides. These are, fantasy videos, things to get your mind running, not necessarily things to give you great ideas for what you should be incorporating into your own sex life. So there you have it. Those, that's what I would tell you if you were my son. That no, you're not going to harm yourself, but you do need to keep your head on straight and don't get too twisted by what you're seeing online. And there you have it. Hey Woody, I'm 15 and I have a job at a restaurant for just over a year. I work mainly as a dishwasher. I hate my boss. He'll yell at me for things I didn't do. He'll tell me to do things that are literally impossible or just stupid. Some of the employees are mean to me too. There's only one employee I actually like. I want to quit, but the owner is a family friend, and I'm afraid my dad wouldn't be very happy that I quit. Please help me decide what to do. Thanks. I have been in a really similar position. In my case, it wasn't that the owner was a family friend. It was the fact that being employed, and I was younger than you. I was 13. I had another similar job at 15. But being employed and working hard was something that gave my father like a lot of pride. I think my father's sense of self-worth was often wrapped up in his own professional success. And the fact that like I was gainfully employed and, a quote unquote on the same track gave him a lot of pride, in me. So it wasn't like, just leaving my job was an easy thing for me to do. It was hard, and I knew that my father would be so disappointed, etc. I would come to work, literally like 30 seconds late, and he would tear into me and give me a really hard time. There were other times, of course, I was on time, and he was an impossible to please boss. And well, actually, I think long term, it gave me a pretty good work ethic. It was a terrible experience to live through, and it was a job that when I eventually left, I realized I made the right call. The thing about going to a job that you hate every day is not just, the fact that you're not having a good time, but, it's draining. It's a really big deal. It's, there are all these people who make you feel less about yourself. If you have coworkers who don't like you and they're all, I would go in and these guys were like adults that I worked with in this one job. And I was 15 years old and I would say hello and they would just sort of snarl at me or something and not say good morning back to me or whatever. And like, what terrible people would do this to a kid? Why were they constantly torturing me? I don't know. But I don't know. Bunch of jerks. I'll tell you that much. I know that. And if you're in this spot, I think you can go. I think you can tell your father, look, it's not that I don't want to work. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just that this job is damaging me. Everybody's mean to me. The boss has, unrealistic expectations. And if you could think of a nice solid example that you think would resonate as unreasonable to your father as well, then that would be a good thing to bring up. And tell him that you'd like to get a different job. If he's all wrapped up in you having a job, or if you need the money, then you can always line up your next job before you leave your current one, and just make a nice transition. Maybe set up a week apart so that you get a little time to clear your head before you start your new job. I don't know, but I do know that if you have a job that you dread going to, you need to fix that. You need to fix that. You cannot. And this is true not just for my 15-year-old subs, but for my 30-year-old subs as well. If you have a job that you can't stand, if you have a job where you just don't want to be there and you don't have any sense of accomplishment, then you need to fix that. Now, at your age, fixing that probably just means going from one restaurant to another, or going from a restaurant to a candy store. I always thought a candy store would be an awesome place to work. It's air conditioned, it's easy, it's pleasant, it's fun, it's happy. Why not work there? Why do you have to be the damn dishwasher who hates his job and doesn't get along with his coworkers? No, not you. Not Team Gamertag, to steal a poor Team T-Mart thing. Go fix that. Make something happen. The first step is probably talking to your father about how you need to change the scenery, because it's taking its toll on you. So good luck to you, man. I'm 14 years old and I enjoy watching your videos like PKA and Mail Monday. Recently I saw the Road to Woody's Wife series and I saw the dance move in which you snapped your fingers and put alternating feet behind each other. I think that was the gist of it, but I didn't really get it. Anyway, I tried it at my friend's bar mitzvah, and I made a fool out of myself. mostly due to the fact that I can't snap well with my left hand. I ended up walking backwards and falling over a table with the alternating foot part. Stupid question incoming. Can you please tell me how to put one foot behind the other in a similar way that you did so I don't fall over chairs and tables? Sorry for the long message. Thank you for your time. Quite frankly, my friend, I'm glad this didn't turn out worse than it did. Woody's Gamertag dance moves are not to be attempted by novices. These are not moves that you want to try at home. This is advanced, high-level stuff here. And the fact that you weren't hurt any more than just falling over a table or chair is a miracle that we should all thank God for. My advice to you is to ask Winds of Redemption for some dance moves. He's clearly the amateur in this competition. I don't know why he hasn't stepped up further, but I'd like to see him do that. But Woody's Gamertag moves, that's just not where it is. Stick to the Charleston, my friend. Stick to the Charleston. For those of you who have no idea what this dance is like, I'll set up the video he's talking about as a reply to this one so you can check it out. Alright, I'm going to paraphrase this one because it's pretty long. And I'll also note that this one is in Notepad, and sometimes what I do with your messages is I edit them up and remove anything that I think might get you identified if I feel like anonymity is especially important. So let's go. Here's this message. He's 16 years old. He goes to a small school. He says he used to be kind of a nerd, but he's not anymore. And he wants to ask out girls. His big concern is that if the girl says no, because he's watched my videos before and he knows you have to go for it, but his big concern is that he feels like if a girl turns him down, that the word will get out, that they'll spread it around, that he'll become some sort of laughing stock in his school because he had an unsuccessful attempt at picking up a girl. So I have some good and bad news here, and we'll start with the bad news first. The bad news is that you are not going to go through this whole dating process. You're 16 years old. You've got at least probably 10 years left of this. You are not going to get from where you are now to your eventual stable state without some kind of embarrassment in your dating life. It's just not something that people make it all the way through with dignity. Having said that, that's normal, and other people see that. You're worried that the word will get out that you asked out a girl who doesn't like you back. Well, do you know anyone who's been in this situation? And what do you think of that guy? If you know someone who went and asked out, Karen Carpenter, whatever her name is, and didn't get a yes, do you think, oh my gosh, this guy is such a loser. This guy is, beyond repair. He's a bad person. I don't have any interest in him. No, you don't. Instead, you just completely understand. You've been there yourself. This guy's not a loser. This guy's not, a lost cause. Ask somebody out, and if you get a no, hold your chin high and find another target. That's all there is to this. And other people understand that you don't bat 1,000 when you're in this process. And now 2 videos you may not have seen. On the left, I did a dual comm with Wings of Redemption. For those of you who weren't keyed in on the whole drama thing, Wings of Redemption did a 1v1, lost, didn't handle it quite right, and he and I get to discuss and talk about the whole process and what he's been going through since then. And then on the right is a video about me and Tourette syndrome. People don't know about that, but I did a commentary on it, and I thought it might have been my best one of the last week, so I'm telling you about it. Anyway, I hope that you pick one of those videos and enjoy them, and then also if you look at the video reply, it'll be the one about the dance moves. So have a nice day.